Hey guys, this is Vinny over at Richfield Auto Center. Before I start the video, I just wanted to say thanks a lot to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. I've received a lot of positive comments about the channel, and it seems that what we're doing here has helped a lot of people out. So if you have any questions, leave it below, and I will do my best to make sure that I answer it as soon as I can. Owning a shop and having a wife and little kids kind of gets in the way sometimes, but you know, I really appreciate everybody out there, you know, watching my videos whenever they can and learning something along the way. So let's get to the video. I'm waiting for you to do something silly. So there it is. All right, that's good. All right, what's going on, guys? So we've got a Honda HR-V in the shop, and the customer's complaining that all of their lights on their dash light up like a Christmas tree, and it's only August, so it's a little early for Christmas. They said it doesn't drive any different, but they also noticed that their gear selector on the dash doesn't show what gear they're in. So let's start it up. We'll plug the scanner into it, and then we'll see what we got so we can kind of get an idea where to start. So let me get this and show you, see what we got. Try to start it up here. So far that's normal. Okay, so on the lower left, you can see the gear selector. And then we got the brake system warning, we've got a parking brake warning, and then the cruise control button's on. Let's see. Oh, that goes off automatically. So let's plug the scanner in, and let's see what we've got. So let's go over here. Let's see. Hopefully that'll focus. Got a little bit of a glare. Go to scanner. Honda automatic HR-V. So let's see what we've got in the electronic parking brake. As far as codes go, I don't know if you can see that. It says TCM malfunction, so we've got a transmission control module code. So basically these all run on a high-speed CAN network. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. Yeah, there we go. So on a high-speed CAN network, the modules are all communicating to each other. So we're going to have to go into the transmission module, and this has got a CVT transmission in it too. So let's see what codes we've got. Come on. Let's see. So we've got a P0843 transmission fluid pressure tester, or transmission fluid pressure sensor switch A circuit high. Bear with me, it's a Monday, I can barely talk right. So on the trans fluid pressure sensor, that's going to be located on the driver's side. So we're going to have to get this up in the air. The way these systems work is a lot of times your dash is going to light up with a bunch of stuff that's not even related to the cause. I know on like Toyotas, your ABS light will come on if your check engine light comes on, and it'll just start throwing warnings at you like crazy, basically to scare you into getting it into the dealer just to get it checked out as soon as possible. I know some Subarus disable the cruise control once the check engine light comes on. So, you know, it's just an annoyance. So we'll get this racked, we'll get the left front wheel off. I'm going to pull the inner splash shield out so we can get good access to the pressure switch, and then kind of see what we got from there. Okay, so we've got this inner liner off right here. I just had to take this tiny inner insert for the splash shield off. So our pressure sensor is right here. Right on the end, there's a 3-wire connector that goes to it. So we're going to get a close-up of it and start working in here and seeing what kind of data we're getting out of it. We're going to grab the scan tool, turn the key on, and go from there. So we'll see what we got. All right, so I got the scanner on the transmission data, and if you look at that driven pulley pressure sensor, the top one showing 5 volts. I believe if I read correctly, this is a pulled down sensor, meaning that that signal's got 5 volts to it, and then when the pressure sensor's working, it's going to pull down the signal and then change from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the sensor, and I'm going to see if there's any change. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wiring diagram up on the screen so we can see what we've got. So we'll change over to this. Get a nice shot of that. So now we get a nice shot of the sensor itself. All right. So your sensor's right up here, right on the inside of the splash shield. So if we unplug it, you can see it's got a tan, a yellow, and a gray wire. Let's see, I believe the yellow is going to be our signal. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take a good old-fashioned paper clip, if I can find one. And we're going to jumper the signal wire to ground. So we're going to take the yellow wire, which is in the middle, and the gray wire, which is on the left. We're going to take these two and we're going to jumper the two of them. Don't jam them in there. And we're going to see how that looks on our scanner. All right, so now if you look at the data, I got the data stream paused here. The driven pulley pressure is down at 0, the signal. So the ground is good. We know our signal's fine. On something like this is a bad sensor. The only other thing we can double check is we could double check our 5-volt reference just to make sure we're getting that. And that's going to be the tan wire. So we're going to take our meter. So let's try this. I get a shot of the meter here. Okay. So if we go to the tan wire and we check the voltage, we've got 5 volts. So we've got our reference voltage. We know that our signal is working, and we know that our ground is fine because it pulls the circuit down to 0. So I can't find any of these sensors aftermarket. So I have a Honda dealer not too far, so I'm going to get one of those. We'll show you how to take it out and put the new one in, and then we'll double check our work when we're done just to make sure this thing's ready to go. All right, so we got the new pressure sensor, and if you're going to order it from the dealer, supposedly it does not come with a new O-ring, so you're going to want to get an O-ring for it. So this is an oil pressure sensor socket. It's going to be a little deeper so you can actually get onto the actual pressure sensor, because I don't know if you can see it on there. It's nice and wide open. A lot of the other sensors, or the other sockets, will hit the actual plastic on the sensor. So we've got the new one. Like I said, make sure you get a new O-ring, and it's a metal, basically a metal washer. And hopefully this doesn't make a ton of mess. Hopefully it should come right out without any problems. Cool. We'll put the new one in. Don't cross thread it because you'll be hating life. And they're not that tight, so you don't have to crank down on them like you're the Hulk. So we're gonna put that one in. We'll snug it down. And we're gonna see, I don't know if it's gonna work if I just plug it back in, if it's gonna change the pressure, or if I actually have to start it, so we'll see. And that's it. So let's plug it in, and then we'll take a look at our scan tool data and go from there. All right, so now if you look on the driven pulley pressure sensor, we're at 0.51 volts. Remember before with it plugged in, we were stuck at 5 volts, so the sensor signal was high, which is what the code was. It's basically an open in the sensor itself. So I mean, what I could do is I can try to ohm it and see what the resistance is, or see if it's open. I'm not going to do that just because I'm not worried about it. I know this is going to be fixed, so we'll get in there, we'll clear the codes on it, start it back up, and then we'll see if any of the lights come back on the dash and go from there. All right guys, so we're back in the car, and I didn't clear the codes yet. So what I want to do is I want to turn the key on and start it, because I want to see if the input directly affects the car right away, like if it does a self-test as soon as the car starts. So we're going to fire it up, because I always like to see how these codes are actually triggered. So we're running, and let's see. Okay, so no lights came on, no parking lights came on. Look at that. All right, so we're gonna go back to the scanner. So while this is booting up, if you guys can give this a like, if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, I'm gonna keep making more videos. I love doing it. I'm just glad now that I got over 300 subscribers. So it must be doing something right. Oh, let's see. There it is, drive pulley. Let's see if I can find this. Let me put this down for a minute. All right, so we've got on the bottom, we've got driven pulley pressure sensor in volts. So it is changing. All right, so we do know that this is going to be fixed. So once again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.